All right, everybody, what's going on? Y'all good? I knew you was. I just wanted to give some analysis on this Katt Williams interview with Shannon Sharp on the Club Shay podcast to tell you what I see, okay? Many times we don't understand that this global society is run by an esoteric undercurrent, okay? And that goes double for those people who are in the entertainment industry or Hollywood. Okay. One of the things we need to realize is that celebrities play the role of avatars or clergy, if you want to say, for false gods that come from antiquity. And it is a celebrity's job to reintroduce those false gods to the masses, along with the practices that are associated with those false gods, and to make the practices of these false gods, as well as the false gods themselves, palatable so that the masses will eat it up, right? And the celebrity does this in a very stealthy and surreptitious way, a cryptic way. My channel is first and foremost directed to enlightening God's remnant, but any and everyone is welcome to listen. All right. We can see here Shannon Sharp and Katt Williams. Let's start out with Ephesians 5:11, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them. All right. Now let's break down the esoteric components of this interview. Shannon Sharp, he was about 55 years of age during this interview. He was born on June 26, 1968. We'll see why that's important, because Shannon Sharp actually turned 55 and a half in the month of January. How many total months are in 55 and a half years? 666 months are in 55 and a half years. Okay? This was done on purpose, no accident. The powers that be also utilize gematria, aka the substitution of numbers for letters. As we can see here, the word Satan is equivalent to the number 55 in its expanded form. So 55 is the alphanumeric value of Satan in its expanded form. When did Shannon Sharp interview Katt Williams? January 3rd, 2024. What is the zodiac sign for January 3rd? It's Capricorn, okay? Capricorn. Capricorn is synonymous with the goat, and the goat represents Satan. You can see this in the Bing search engine. What horned animal is usually associated with Satan? It is the goat, right? Shannon Sharp is very fond of goats. He's holding a goat. He puts the mask on like a goat. It's not that he's saying that LeBron James is the GOAT and that's why he's doing this. Is that he has to salute the GOAT to maintain his fame at a very high level. So he has to go out of his way to do this, to stay where he's at. Shannon is bowing to and feeding, aka serving the GOAT. Because when you feed something or someone, you're serving it, okay? Now let's get into Katt Williams, as he played the role of the Egyptian god Thoth, aka Hermes or Mercury. And we can see Thoth, Hermes, and Mercury, all right? Egypt, Greece, and Rome. Katt goes out of his way to make sure that he mentions Egypt in this interview.
Just like people that tell you the Egyptians, they're not black. Egypt is in Africa, folks. As long as Egypt is in Africa, then Egyptians are African.
All right. So you heard that. Egypt in Africa. What celestial body is linked to the Egyptian god Thoth? It's the moon, okay? Thoth is linked to the moon. How is Katt Williams, who represents Thoth, connected to the moon in this interview? It's through the astrological sign of the interviewer, which is Shannon Sharp. And what is his zodiac sign? It's Cancer, okay? Shannon Sharp's zodiac sign is Cancer. What celestial body is linked to Cancer in astrology? It's the moon, all right? The moon. What Egyptian god was known as a writer? Because Katt Williams emphasized being a writer in this interview. Let's listen to that.
And here's the other thing. Everything that Money Mike said, Katt Williams wrote. So what Ricky Smiley say on his? You can't say my lines, I wrote them.
Right? He's a writer.
Because I wrote the words for Money Mike. I thought it was my obligation to make sure that I kept writing new material so much that it forced these comedians to stop doing the set they've been doing for 10 years and keep writing some new stuff. And I knew that if I could get that to take on, that most of these bums would have to just quit comedy because they can't keep up. They're not going to keep writing an hour worth of material.
Right.
I've written an hour worth of material 19 times.
Writing, right?
Would you be willing to do another Friday?
Cube already asked me to write it. I was supposed to have been writing it.
All right, so he is the writer. He is Thoth, the writer. What is Katt Williams' astrological sign? It is Virgo, okay? Virgo. Virgo is the root for which Latin word? That would be virgin. Virgo is the root for the word virgin. Listen how many times Katt Williams makes sure that he uses the word virgin.
Don't try to disfellowship me for sexual acts and I'm a virgin. My goal was to get this far in Hollywood and still have a virgin asshole. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was.
Virgin, virgin, virgin. You see that? Because he is the Virgo. He's emphasizing that. What is the specific planet that rules Virgo? It is Mercury, all right? Mercury. Now, what is the Roman name for the Egyptian god Thoth? It is Mercury. Remember, Mercury and Thoth, they're one and the same, okay? Just different cultures. Now, this is striking right here. I want you to listen to this description, and I want you to listen to Katt Williams. Thoth in Egyptian religion, a god of the moon, of reckoning, and I have reckoning highlighted. Now let's listen to Katt Williams.
This is the reckoning. 2024. The reckoning.
Now, he just said that straight out, the reckoning. He is definitely emphasizing all the attributes of Thoth so far. What Egyptian god was known as an interpreter? Thoth, okay? Now let's listen to Katt Williams talk about being an interpreter.
Well, I'm saying when we go to Haiti to do missionary work, understand that my mother and my father, nobody that's there with us speaks French. And, it speaks Creole and reads French. So I'm in charge of everything, from the housing to the cars to the gardener. Like I'm saying, so I'm not just reading, I'm reading in multiple languages. Like.
So he is the interpreter in his family. Nobody else could do it. Katt is the sole interpreter, right? Just like Thoth was an interpreter. Who is the Egyptian god that is associated with books? Thoth, okay? Now let's see how Katt Williams emphasizes books here.
I'm probably reading 3,000 books a year from the time that I'm 8 years old to the time that I'm 12.
3,000 books a year.
day. For 8 hours a day, I would get up and go to the library and study for 8 hours a day to increase my education.
He's in the library studying for 8 hours. A library is full of what? Books.
No fiction books at all. I'm only reading nonfiction.
All right, so Katt Williams is associated with books just like Thoth is associated with books. Which Egyptian god collected information, knowledge, and secrets? It is Thoth. Now listen to what Katt Williams said. Remember I said information, knowledge, and secrets.
Because in 30 years, I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets.
All right, it should be becoming clear that if you were skeptical at all, it should be clear now that there's an agenda here. All right, that this is real. They are really trying to push this god Thoth. Which Egyptian god of wisdom maintained the universe? Right, the universe. It's Thoth. So we have Thoth and the universe. Let's see how many times Katt Williams mentions the universe here.
That's what the universe say. The universe say the levels. Like it's important in the checks and balances of the universe. Just so that the right thing happens. That's how the universe works.
All right, the universe, the universe, the universe. That is maintained by Thoth. And Katt Williams is playing the role of Thoth, right? Thoth is the hermeticist, right? The concept of hermeticism is the unification of opposites. Which specific god is linked to hermeticism? It is Thoth, okay? Now, we established before that Katt Williams did the interview with Shannon Sharpe on January the 3rd, okay? January 3rd. What day of the week was January 3rd, 2024? It was Wednesday, okay? Wednesday. Who is the Egyptian equivalent of the god Hermes and Mercury? Thoth. What day of the week is associated with the god Mercury, aka Thoth? It is Wednesday, the same day of the week that Katt Williams did the interview. All right. Wednesday represents hermeticism because it connects opposites, the first 3 days of the week along with the last 3 days of the week. You see, Wednesday sits in the middle. It is the connector of the first and the last, and we call it Hump Day as it sits in the center. The lead singer of Queen, Freddie Mercury, died in a Hermetic year, that being 1991, okay? The opposite of 19 is 91, and they are united in the Hermetic year of 1991. Another concept of Hermetic principles is also known as above, so below. And many of you guys already know this image of the Baphomet, right? This is the god of the entertainment industry. This is the god, little g, of this world, okay? Representative of Satan. Here's Katt Williams, right? With the goat hat on, right? The goat. We just saw the goat with the Baphomet, right? That's the goat. Katt Williams has the goat hat on. Katt Williams is not saying that he's the GOAT. Once again, he has to salute the GOAT to maintain his fame. Note how both Baphomet and Mercury are linked with the caduceus, aka the interlocking Hermetic serpent's pole, okay? Another commonality between the alchemical symbol for Mercury and Baphomet are the devil horns. Both Mercury and Baphomet are horned entities that represent the Hermetic principle as above, so below. How is the as above, so below Hermeticism made visible to the viewer in the Club Shay Katt Williams interview. The as above, so below symbolism is seen through the jacket collar, the Fendi jacket collar that Katt Williams is wearing. That's where you see it, okay? The Fendi logo is two F's side by side with one upright and the other upside down. Katt's Fendi jacket logo represented the unifying of the opposites, aka Hermeticism. Remember that Thoth is the god of Hermeticism and books. Let's see how many books of instruction Thoth wrote. It says that he wrote 42 books of instruction. So the number 42 is associated with the Hermetic god Thoth, right? So the number 42 is also associated with Katt Williams as well, just like Thoth. How much did Katt Williams' Fendi jacket cost? $4,200. All right. You can see that on the website. The Fendi jacket was $4,200. Katt Williams is not the only black celebrity to be linked with Thoth and the number 42. Who did Chadwick Boseman play in the film Gods of Egypt? Thoth. All right. There he is right there. Chadwick Boseman as Thoth in the movie Gods of Egypt. In which movie did Chadwick Boseman play Jackie Robinson? 42. So we have Thoth, we have 42, right? Understand that they are using these actors as avatars and priests and priestesses, like I've spoken on before, for these false gods. Where do world leaders from opposite ends of the globe come together, right? The United Nations. We're talking about opposite ends. That's Hermetic. And what's the address of the United Nations? It's 42nd Street. Hermeticism, 42. Go hand in hand. Grand Central Station is another location in New York that links Hermeticism and the number 42. Here is the Grand Central Terminal address. It's on 42nd Street as well. Now, what specific god is on top center of Grand Central Station? It's Mercury. You see Mercury? He's also got two other gods beside him, a god and a goddess. Let's find out who they are. The one is Hephaestus, the divine blacksmith, on Mercury's right, while Minerva, the goddess of wisdom, is on Mercury's left. Mercury unites the opposites at Grand Central Station. Minerva is the brains, while Hephaestus is the brawn. So Mercury is in the center. He represents the bringing together of opposites, or Hermeticism. Katt Williams' medallion also represented Hermeticism. You see that? It says woke folk on that pendant on his chain. There's a close-up. Woke folk. And also notice that he has white diamonds and black diamonds coming together. The coming together of opposites. In the Eastern religions, they call that yin yang, right? Woke. Woke means that a person is aware of the truth which exists behind the world of deceptive appearances, spiritually and socially. Folk, which is fake woke, when people pretend to be woke. So we can sum up the meaning of the terms woke and folk as woke equals truth and folk equals untruth or lies. Woke and folk really just mean truth and lies, in which each word really embodies opposite concepts, okay? So he's got a chain that says woke folk. So remember that the woke folk term intersected or came together on its chain. You see that once again? Woke and folk, there's truth and lies, they're intersecting. This means that woke folk pendant, that he's wearing, it represents the unification of opposites, aka hermeticism, okay? Where does the 8-spoke wheel on Katt Williams' necklace originate? Buddhism, okay? Buddhism. What do the Buddhists call the 8-spoke wheel? It's called the Dharma chakra, or the wheel of Dharma, or the wheel of the law, okay? It represents Buddhist doctrine. The 8-spoked wheel of Buddhism is akin to the Wiccan wheel of the year. What are the 8 festival witches' Sabbaths known as? It's called the wheel of the year. And you see that? You see in the center, looks just like the chain that Katt Williams had on, okay? The pendant. And you can see here it is where you can see the actual names of the Sabbaths a little more clearly, all right? Samhain is Halloween, Yule is Christmas, Imbolc's Groundhog's Day, Ostara, that's Easter. And we'll move on. Have we ever heard of Katt Williams ever being connected to witchcraft? Because the wheel of the year is connected to witchcraft and he's wearing it on his chain. Let's look at this article. Katt Williams accused of orchestrating bloody bathroom beatdown involving what? Witchcraft. Burning woman in face with a cigarette. So Katt Williams is linked to witchcraft and hermeticism because they're from the same fount. Remember this movie? This movie came out a long time ago, many years ago. The Craft. This was a movie about witchcraft. The Craft was a film that was released in a hermetic year that represented as above, so below. What year was the movie The Craft released? It was released in 1996. You see that 9 and 6? That's hermetic, the combination of opposites, as above, so below. The word craft is utilized by witches as a reference to the witchcraft they practice. Now let's listen to Katt Williams.
People that did the craft, they raised me. I'm a vessel. He's given me these gifts to be able to do certain things, so I just want to utilize them in my craft. It's having a respect for the craft that I'm doing.
Craft, right? Katt isn't the only celebrity that wears Buddhist imagery and has been linked to witchcraft. Look at Jay-Z. Is he wearing that same wheel of the year, or that wheel of Dharma, that Buddhist and witchcraft symbol on his sleeve? He absolutely is. And we know that Jay-Z has been speculated to be an occultist for years. Here's Kevin Hart, also flashing occult symbols, wearing the same wheel of the year on his jacket sleeve and the all black, right? Witches are synonymous with the all black. Remember our use of the term woke? It is actually connected to Buddhism via the definition of Buddha. And Thoth, aka Mercury, is also synonymous with Buddha. Let's look at how. What is the planet Mercury called in India? It's called Buddha. Buddha, awakened one or enlightened one. To wake, be awake, to awaken. That's what I have highlighted. What is the past tense of the word wake? It is woke. Everybody going around talking about their woke. They do not understand where it came from. Let's look at the gematria, aka the alphanumeric value of the word woke. Woke equals 54 in gematria, okay? 54 in its expanded form, woke. And it shares the same number value with sun, 54, okay? 54. The sun has a gematria of 54, just like woke has a gematria of 54, because they both symbolize enlightenment and illumination, okay? So woke and the sun are synonymous with one another. Buddhism conveys enlightenment and illumination via the main colors it uses as well. So what popular religion is known for wearing orange robe? It's the Buddhist monks, right? They're practicing Buddhism. See them in the orange right there. Why is orange significant? Orange is the only color that has a value of 33, okay? Orange has a value of 33, which represents the pinnacle of illumination. Let's see that. What number represents an ascended master? 33. Who was the first being to become an ascended master? It was Buddha, okay? Buddha. What specific color are Buddhist monks well known for? Yellow, okay? Look at them in the yellow. Yellow has a gematria of 29, just like the word light has a gematria of 29, right? Light brings illumination, right? These are illuminous practices. That's why they're wearing yellow. We see orange and yellow. You see those two colors, orange and yellow. And let's drive home the illumination associated with Buddhism right here. What direction should a Buddha statue be located? East, okay? East. From what direction does the sun rise? The east, all right? This is an illumination religion, okay? Now we can understand why the Buddhist monks face the east and wear orange and yellow. It's because they actually worship the sun, all right? How do the colors orange and yellow relate to the Katt Williams interview with Shannon Sharpe? Shannon wore shoes with the color orange. Katt wore shoes with the color yellow, all right? Buddhism is an enlightenment religion that the powers that be utilize to indoctrinate the masses into their true enlightenment religion, which is known as Luciferianism, as well as Freemasonry. Let's look at Albert Pike, right? A very high Mason, the highest Mason in the 1800s, the late 1800s. To you, sovereign grand inspectors general, we say this, that you may repeat it to the brethren of the 32nd, 31st, and 30th degrees. The Masonic religion should be by all of us initiates of the high degrees maintained in the purity of the Luciferian doctrine. Yes, Lucifer is God, and the true and pure religion is the belief in Lucifer. If you have any family in the Freemasons, pray for them constantly, okay? A lot of them just don't know. They're not high enough. Buddhism is one of the most palatable religions that mimics the tenets of Luciferianism. Worship of the celestial bodies, false gods, idols, illumination, ascending into godhood and hermeticism, etc. Here's Lucifer, a false god and a light bearer. Here's Buddha, a false god and a light bearer. Katt, who wore the Buddhist symbol on his necklace also emphasized hermeticism via his comedy routine, being performed for the church as well as the nightclub simultaneously. Let's hear him in his own words.
That I'm Katt Williams, but I was still doing clean comedy. So I was still going to churches and doing 45 minutes of stand-up at the church with no curse words, no sex, drug material, no none of that, just straight stand-up. And then I was doing everything else. And I...
At the regular club.
Yeah, that was the range.
All right. So that was his range. Church and secular at the same time. Hermetic. Nightclubs plus church equals the unification of opposites, aka hermeticism. Remember that Thoth represents the moon while Buddha represents the sun. You see them here. Thoth and Buddha. Moon and sun. So what we actually have is Katt Williams, aka Thoth, the lunar god, the moon god, wearing the symbols of Buddha, the solar god, or the sun god. We call the unification of opposites like the sun and moon, once again, we call that what? Hermeticism, right? There's duality there. Thoth is a representative for which god? Ra, okay? What specific celestial body is Ra the god of? The sun, the sun. Katt Williams has MK Ultra mind control indicators. Okay? Just from my perspective. All this is just my perspective. The name Katt is a tip-off to him being a beta program sex kitten. Beta program sex kittens often wear the leopard print, okay? And Katt Williams is no exception. As we see him here as the leopard print is displayed and see in the movies, that's how he was first brought to us in leopard print as that Money Mike character. Michael Jackson and Prince were two of the greatest mind control assets in the industry, and Katt spoke about both. We see Michael Jackson and Prince here. Both Michael Jackson and Prince were beta program sex kittens that were linked either with Katt's kittens and or the leopard print. We see Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is here with the cats, the kittens, and he has the leopard print on there. He has everything, all the markers. Here we see Prince. Prince has the leopard print, wore a lot of leopard. Even the guitar strap is leopard. Him and Michael, beta program sex kittens, no question. Both were linked to the exact same religious belief system, although they promoted occult practices in their music. What was the religion that Michael Jackson practiced? Jehovah's Witness. What specific religion did Prince practice? Jehovah's Witness. What religion did Katt Williams practice growing up? Jehovah's Witness. Okay. Why are mind control assets strategically aligned with Jehovah's Witnesses? It's because of the gematria of the initials that make up the name Jehovah's Witness. Because those mind control assets, they're considered illuminated ones. So let's look at the initials for Jehovah's Witness. JW. J equals 10. W equals 23. 10 plus 23 is 33. And 33 equals illumination. Katt Williams was chosen to be an illuminated one. Early on in his heavily directed and guided life, don't be fooled by this interview. Katt Williams was sponsored. He wasn't just taking off as a teenager and going across the country in different states, just willy-nilly. That sounds foolish. Another MK Ultra mind control term is over the rainbow, and was made famous in the Wizard of Oz film. Somewhere over the rainbow, dreams really do come true. We see Dorothy here with Toto. Katt conveyed that he is a mind control asset that was over the rainbow via his hair. And some of you remember this. He had his hair braided and colored like a rainbow. And this was supposedly to make fun of that rapper Tekashi 69. And Tekashi 69 is a mind control asset as well with rainbow hair. And the number 69 in his name represent hermeticism. 69, you see that? 69 represents hermeticism, aka as above, so below, which comes straight from Lucifer. Okay? It comes straight from Lucifer. This TV series that's on Netflix, you see Lucifer holding up the number 69, as above, so below. Finally, there is a subtle allusion to an erroneous belief, and this is the most egregious and diabolical part of this interview, because a lot of people didn't catch it. That Jesus was actually instructed in the mysteries by Thoth, in what Katt Williams calls the unaccounted for years of Jesus' youth. Let's listen to Katt in his own words.
I don't have no hidden mysteries in my life. That was Jesus. I don't have no periods in my life where it's unaccounted for.
Now, you heard that, right? He linked Jesus with mysteries, all right? And he represents Thoth. So you put it together. Some scholars believe that Jesus may have been a student of who? Thoth, the ancient Egyptian god of wisdom. What book did Jesus supposedly learn from in Egypt? The major mysteries. Jesus was a student of what Egyptian god, supposedly? They put Thoth, okay? They wanted to try to sneak that in to undermine Jesus Christ, and people ate it up. In conclusion, the truth of the Katt Williams Club Shay interview is that the masses were indoctrinated in the occult ideology of Hermeticism, and they were also enraptured by an avatar for the god Thoth, that being this gentleman here, Mr. Katt Williams. It was a mass spell casting ritual that was used to covertly implant seeds of doubt about the origin of Jesus' teachings coming from God the Father. This is what they attempted to do, okay? Plant seeds of doubt. The teachings of Jesus were falsely attributed to the Egyptian mysteries because he was in Egypt, fleeing for his life as a baby. And then they take it to say that he stayed there and learned under a false god. The true God learning under a false god. That's blasphemous. They did this while concurrently elevating Thoth, who supposedly taught Jesus the mysteries. This is false, okay? Your creator, which is the true God, did not have to learn from a false God. Let's go to what's true here in John 8:28. Then said Jesus unto them, when ye have lifted up the Son of Man, then shall ye know that I am he, and that I do nothing of myself, but as my Father hath taught me, I speak these things. That's what truth is. What Katt Williams is talking about all through this interview is a whole lot of lying mixed with truth. And those are the most effective lies, when you mix truth and error. Are you still skeptical about the link between Katt Williams and Thoth? Let's look at this here. What Egyptian god added extra days to the Egyptian calendar? It's Thoth. He added additional days to the year, okay? What is the additional day of a leap year? February 29th. Okay. So Thoth added days to the year. And February 29th is the day added to our leap year. Let's see when Katt Williams went on Joe Rogan. 2/29/24. Katt Williams went on Joe Rogan on the extra day of the year, okay? The additional day that's added in a leap year. He went on Joe Rogan's podcast. Now let's listen who he talks about.
It leads you to this character called Thoth, right? And the emerald tablets of Thoth are literally mind changing and mind blowing.
Okay. That should be clear as day. This man is talking directly about Thoth, okay? He is the embodiment of that false god, Thoth. He is promoting Thoth, okay? He is an avatar for him, and he is promoting that god. That's what his interviews are about. If you could sit and listen to Katt's deceptions for about 3 hours and make him go viral, you can listen to a man of God expose the truth about the Katt Williams interview and bless others by making it go viral. Okay? If you like the material, share it. All right? Tell somebody. If you don't like the material, share it with somebody. Say, listen to that thing I didn't like. All right? Let no man deceive you by any means. God bless y'all. Stay sharp. I'm out.